Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this exclusive and private VIP broadcast. My name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and I want to welcome you to the most exciting thing, guys. I'm telling you what right now. But before we get started, I want to turn back the clock a little bit and really talk to you about what's going on right now worldwide. Guys, we have never had a situation with what's happening right now in the marketplace. I'm talking about the global economy. I'm talking about the pandemic that's going on right now. I'm talking about people in lockdown. And there's never been a time like right now that any of us have ever dealt with where we're actually forced into our homes where we really don't know what the future holds. Truth be known, we don't know how long the lockdown is going to happen. There is massive fear going on right now internationally, where literally people are not only scared for their life, but they're uncertain as to where an income stream is going right now. That where's the first place that they go? They typically go online to figure out if there's a way that they can actually make money from home, to make an income from home, a full-time income from home. Now, right now, done, and internet connections unstable. Okay, well, we're just going to wing it, and hopefully you can see me. So what happened, guys, is that originally we found out about this particular program. It was actually two of my students that brought me some test data, and they had phenomenal result. They know typically what I look for, and in the very first 3 weeks of marketing, they had already generated $21,000 in profit. So it's not like they were bringing me like, hey, Darren, we've got this great business we want you to check out. They said, hey, Darren, we found a really cool business and to generate $21,000 in profit. And that got my attention. So I decided that I was going to run a test campaign to see what does the market think? And I did a test campaign. I did a launch similar to this. And in the very first 5 days, it generated over $24,000 in profit. And I took that result over to my now business partner, Ari Maccabee. And I said, Ari, I did this test campaign. And over a 5-day period of time, I generated over $24,000. And that got his attention. He said, Darren, show me what you did. So I showed him a number of free strategies that I had implemented just using Facebook. I'm not talking about paid ads. I'm not talking about Google or Bing or pay-per-click or Facebook ads. I'm talking about just free Facebook strategies. And we ended up locking arms and rolling out a full campaign. Now, in the course of 35 days, combined between us, we did $240,000 in profit, guys. Okay. And at that point in time, I knew we had a home run hit. Now, from the momentum of sharing this business that we're going to share with you tonight, we had single moms that made between $10,000 and $18,000 their first month. We had blue collar workers, construction workers that made 26 grand their first month. We had people that were previously washing cars that started to go on in 2-3 days that had $3,000 that they made in that short period of time. We even had one gentleman that had just gotten out of prison. He only had 100 friends on Facebook, and in 30 days, he made $28,500. Now, fast forward to today, we literally have people all around the world globally, and we've already done collectively $4 million in commissions. Okay, I'm talking about landed commissions, and this is where it starts to get exciting. So here's what happened. I got a call from Paul, who you're going to meet tonight. He's the owner of the company. He's a serial entrepreneur, Paul Stevenson. And he said, Darren, we're going to put a new round of products, a new round of value that's going to cater to mass market, mass appeal, so that with what's going on right now with Corona, we're going to have a low entry price on the front end so that people can start earning $100 commissions. And then we're going to have different stages of $250, $500, and $1,000 commissions where people can really start to scale up their business to be able to generate a full-time income from home. Now, we have every gamut that you can imagine from every walk of life that are now learning these strategies from this company that you're going to find out about tonight called Exodus Elite. Now, what I'd like to do, guys, is I want to introduce you to the owner. Okay, this is a gentleman that I have a huge level of respect for. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's got offline businesses. He's got a restaurant. He's got a nightclub, and he's got multiple different income streams. Typically, people that are seven-figure income earners and higher typically have multiple different income streams, right? And it spans across multiple different gamuts and multiple different verticals. So I'd like to introduce you to Paul Stevenson. Paul, are you there? You've cut out there. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, there you go.
Okay, there he is.
Muting myself out while you were talking.
Okay, well,
hi.
You know, a great pleasure and treat to have you here on tonight. Paul, tell us a little bit about sort of what brought you to the stage of saying, you know what, I'm going to roll out an online business that's going to cater to mass market, mass appeal that everybody can afford, so that they can have the systems in place, the training in place to get into the right mindset so that they can break through and get to the other side and to be able to generate a full-time income online. So tell us a little bit about how did Exodus Elite come to be?
That's a really good question. It's a good starting point, Darren. Literally 2014, I used to be involved I've been involved in network marketing and MLM for a long time. Built big teams, but I could see there was an inherent weakness in that model. If you're in it, good, but there's an inherent weakness that you can build a team and overnight with the internet it ripped away from you. So I wanted to look at high ticket deals, and basically I'd done them before. There was nothing else out there that I really fancied. So I was in Cocoa Beach, Florida, where I am right now. And I sat down and I thought, I want to make $10,000 a month sitting by a swimming pool. And there was nothing. So I reached out, to cut a long story short, we created Exodus Elite. There was three of us. One of the partners just didn't have any money, and these things take money. So he was gone, and I worked with another business partner, and a year later, we had a completely different viewpoint of the direction of the company. So I bought her out. So I owned the whole thing. And then I think what makes us different to anything else out there is that we've got the experience to do it. We've got a bit of money behind us, which is important, but we're willing to change and be malleable. So if something comes along, if there's an issue, we can deal with it. More importantly, we change with the times. I mean, we're just about to release, I think, our 6th website in 6 years. Every year we give a product refresh. We try different things to benefit the members. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and sometimes we completely get it wrong. But if you don't get something wrong, you're never going to know when you've got it right. So in around 2015, 2016, we really started hitting some big numbers, big people. You guys came on board and absolutely smashed it. Excuse me. And I then, for the last year, basically took the foot off the gas. I had what I had, and I'm lucky enough to have other things that bring money in. And I was just letting Exodus sit on the back burner, kicking over, doing the things it needs to do. But then this virus hit, and it's made a massive difference to so many people. And I knew I was going to do an upgrade to Exodus. I had to come back into it, but it's meant I've come into it full time now, because my restaurant's shut down, my nightclub's shut down, my tequila's frozen at the port. So I need to be doing something. I can't just sit You can't sit by a pool all day long. So I thought I'm going to go back in and I'm going to really look at what I've got, what we've done. We've done some incredible things. We've got a great reputation in the industry. I'm exhausted from working hard, and I've worked in the last 2 weeks, and that's probably for 2 years. And we've made Exodus now something that anybody, Darren, and I mean anybody, if they've got an ounce of enthusiasm in them, they can go and achieve some incredible things online. And we've done that with the pay plan, which is now we've created a hybrid pay plan, unlike anything that's ever been released in the industry, that's geared to help people make serious income. They can start, people haven't got thousands of dollars to spend on business right now. How do I pay $500 for my bills? How do I pay my rent? So we've now got the ability for someone to come into our business, even at the lower beginning levels, the starter packages, if you like. $140 gets you going. That's not where you want to stay, but it's where you can start. That's not to say that if you can afford to come in at a higher level, you should, because you can maximize your income. We can talk about that a little bit later on. And then what we did, we said, okay, so we've got people coming in. They may be brand new to this industry, brand new to marketing, having a situation forced upon them. What can we do to make sure that when they take that plunge, they invest that $140, which to some people could be like $1,000 currently, what can we make sure we give them? So we give them absolutely everything they need.
Fantastic.
A back office that's just, I think, the envy of the industry. It's got everything in there. We give you lead capture pages, the autoresponders, and if you're watching and you don't know what those things are, don't worry about it. Right? I don't know how this system we're working on now works. I just know it does. All right? It just works like Apple. So you can literally, and I'll give you a true story actually. We had a woman join it from Australia last night in the business. I spoke to her. She struggled setting something up, so I helped her with that. She went into the back office today. She spent $100 on one of our traffic programs you have back there. She rang me tonight. She got her first sale today. It's a staggering story. Now I can't guarantee that's going to happen for everyone, but it can happen. Going back onto the subject though, we've now built things in our back office that will take anybody and say, look, provided you can watch these very simple, short educational videos, we'll teach you how to market on Facebook, not to the standard that you do it, Darren, right? Not to the skill level you have to teach people, but the beginner can get in there and go, I know how to place that. I know what to do. I know how to set myself up. I know Samuel did a great setting up guide for people. And the community we have now is getting stronger. It's always been strong, but it's getting stronger and stronger. So you can come into our business, you can get started. Everything you need is included. We have an incredible marketing plan, brilliant product packages, an Exodus hub that will teach you everything you need to know. And I just really can't think how we can make it any better.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, Paul, because guys, if you're just joining us for the very first time, there's typically, you're going to come from a number of different categories. You may be a person right now that is already in the network marketing industry. You might be with a health and wellness company. You might be with weight loss products. You could be with a credit repair company. You could be with brain enhancements. You could be with skincare company. So any type of an MLM type of a company, the challenge that most people have is they don't know how to generate leads and they don't know how to recruit reps into their business. So that would be one type of person. So you're with an existing company right now, right? But you just can't get liftoff in your business. You just can't get traction and team duplication because you just don't understand the business model. So that may be you right now. You may have an existing business, but you're missing a couple of things to fill in the hole so that you can get your business into liftoff. Now, you also may be a person that is looking to get into an online business. Maybe you don't have one, right? So either one, you could be an existing entrepreneur or you want to bridge into becoming an entrepreneur. And the power behind Exodus Elite is that it's a turnkey training program. they provide you with all of the things that you need to do to generate leads for any business, okay? Generate leads and to generate cash flow. Now, what we typically do is something a little bit unique in the industry. We teach people how to create what I call an ATM, a front end funding mechanism that can fund their marketing campaign, that can fund their auto ship, that can fund their travel and their airfare and their hotel. This thing on the front end becomes the funding mechanism for whatever type of business that you're doing. Now, this applies to other type of industries too, guys, like real estate, mortgage brokers, insurance, in the automotive industry. If you have a hotel, a restaurant, a nightclub, we can actually show you how to leverage the power of the Exodus Elite system to be able to not only create a marketing and advertising budget for your business, but also to be able to create enough cash flow that you can help fund the operational expenses of your business. Now, I think what got me so excited about this next round here that you're doing, Paul, is a couple of things. What I typically look for when I'm looking for a business is I look for something that's going to hit mass market and have mass appeal. So in other words, if you're looking to make money online, there's certain things, there's certain tools that you need. You need to be able to capture somebody's email, and then you need the power to be able to follow up with a campaign that's going to go to that person, because it's typically going to take multiple connections and multiple exposures to bring somebody into a program. Now, the cool thing about Exodus, this is the thing that I love, is that you don't need a lot of tech skills because the lead capture pages are included, the autoresponders are already written, and the system will send that out for you. So it's completely turnkey. The next thing that I really love about this is that you can start off at a low level, like $140 entry, all the way up the path to start getting $1,000 commissions at $1,349. But guys, here's where it gets exciting. It's the automation, right? And I want for you right now, Paul, to talk to us a little bit about the new Exodus Elite video sales letter that's coming out that will literally make it so somebody, all they've got to do is to get the relationship, get people to the video sales letter, and how that is going to do the selling for them. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, this is a really important part of what we're doing. We've been in business 6 years, so we've tried a lot of things. We've like I said, we've mucked up some, but mainly we've done really, really well. But we've got a VSL at the moment, but it's 17 minutes long, which I think is too long. I think we live in a world where people want it fast, slick, quick, and easy. And I want to streamline everything. Everything we do is streamlining. And the other thing is, because I truly, in my heart, believe we are the premier business of its kind, I want to act like we're that. So the new VSL is going to be about 8.5 minutes. I actually took out a big chunk today, so it might be 8 minutes, 15 seconds now. So about 8 minutes, all told.
So tell us a little bit about this concept, because, truth be known, a lot of people, they don't really understand the psychology behind the industry of, it's really networking, right? About
with much more pay.
Yeah, exactly. But that people typically are going to do business with people that they know, like, and trust, and people that they're either like or that they aspire to be like. And that's one of the reasons why we love social media, because it allows you to build relationships with your content and then pique somebody's curiosity and send them over to the video sales letter. Now, talk to us a little bit about that, like you've got what will the video sales letter sort of talk about? Like, will it actually sell the system for the people?
It's definitely sell me. I mean, I designed it. I look at things that, you know, if you're a beginner, we test it. We do a lot of things to have a successful video. This one, I think, is going to be the best one we've ever done. It's professional, it's concise, it's educational, it's informative, it's exciting. And when you watch it, you definitely want to go to the next step, whatever that might be. It might be that you want to then, because we build it so you can do what you want. Some people just want to go, okay, well, watch that, then call me back. Some people say, watch that, then come to a webinar. Some people want to, so we try and make it flexible enough. But for me, I love the fact that I can say to someone, if I'm out in a bar, I can say, hey, you know, what do you do? How are you getting on? Oh, I'm struggling for money, really. Look, text this number. And I can literally give them a number to text 1K per day to this number. And then we've got systems that will ask them questions and then literally send the presentation directly to their cell phone. And we've captured their information at the back end. They can literally watch it there and then. And, you know, I've had it happen to me. They go, well, can you tell me more? I'm going, I'm out at the moment. You know, it's to take anybody, as long as you can say, look, here's a link, go and watch it. It's all about prospecting as well. You know, in network marketing, you prospect people. We don't talk about it so much now, but, you know, hey, do you know anybody that's looking to make some additional money, maybe working online? Look, check out this link. All you got to do is put eyeballs on the link. The video does what it does. Then it'll take you to the testimonials page where they see people just like Dan who are making really good money. And it's, when I say really good money, Darren, I don't necessarily mean the big money you guys have made. You know, you guys are awesome at what you do. But Exodus is for everybody. So I don't care if you need to make, right now, $500 a month is a huge amount of money for so many people. The girls that work at my bar down the road here, they are literally working and delivering food to earn a crust. They just haven't had their incomes in. The money hasn't come from the government. And if I said to them, hey, there's $100 there, they'd be over the moon, right? So we have to cater for that person, and we have to give them the ability to go out and grow and earn. And if you've come in at the lower level and you go out and you bring in $500, right?
Okay, Paul, your internet is like coming in and out right now.
I don't know why.
It's not coming clear. So here's what I'm going to do. What I want to do, because I want you to take a look at the website and whatnot. I don't know if your system is the Wi-Fi or something. So figure that out. What I want to do, guys, is I want to bring in a couple of people that are, you know, they didn't have any experience in marketing, because a lot of people typically, they say, oh, well, Darren, you know, you've been doing this, or you got a following, or they typically come up with reasons or excuses as to why I could do it, but they can't do it. So what I want to do real quick is I'm going to bring in Josh Cousins, and maybe you can just do a quick reboot there, Paul, and then we're going to bring you back in.
I'll do that. No worries.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, sounds good. Okay. So Josh Cousins, standing ovation, guys, standing ovation. Guys, you know, here's the power of systems. Here's the power of education. Here's the power of mentorship. This is a phenomenal story, because I think when Josh first met me, he was around 17 years old. He wanted to become a full-time entrepreneur. He had a dream, he had a vision, but he really didn't know what to do. And I can tell you this, I have a son, right now he's 20, but when he was right around that age, I'm not saying this in a bad way, but you know, he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder and he wanted to do things his way. And that's kind of what happened with Josh. He thought paid traffic and this whole concept of you know, he was going to get to the promised land, and he ended up losing everything. And he was completely flatlined. He didn't want to go back to a conventional job. And then he remembered, whoa, I got these training videos and I haven't even looked at them. So he decided that he was going to surrender his pride. He was going to surrender his ego, just be coachable. And in the next 18 months, guys, he made over $250,000 just by following the bouncing ball. So, Josh, welcome to the broadcast. Turn back the clock, my friend, and tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, thank you, Darren. Awesome to be here. So, as you said, I met you around when I was 17. I just turned 17. But prior to that, I'd just to go back a little bit, I dropped out of school when I was 15 to obviously get a job in the UK when I turned 16. And I started working at this job for like a couple years, right? And I was a year in this job, and I was always dabbling around. I'd always had this mindset of just wanted to make money, didn't want to be in a conventional job. I knew how to do it because I didn't grow up with money, but it was never really an option for me in the long run. So I was always dabbling around in small little different things. And prior to meeting you, I was dabbling around in Instagram, some paid stuff, just doing all this sort of stuff, never really making more than $1,000 a month. It was a couple months where I made $1,000 and I was just stoked. So I had a little bit of money, right? And after a year at my job, I was working, 12 hours a day, 5-6 days a week sometimes. And I was just burnt out. And the first year I really, really liked the job. I was getting a little bit of pocket money, $800, $900 a month, really, really bad pay. And I eventually came across Darren, and he just piqued my interest. And I had this little bit of money saved up from doing my Instagram stuff. And I was really, really stagnant with what I was doing. And I thought, let me just give it a go. I'm young, money's money. It's just going to come and go throughout my life. So let me just do it, right? And so I invested in there. And as Darren said, I never actually implemented anything. I had a chip on my shoulder, I had an ego. So I got in, but I never implemented anything. I wasn't coachable. I didn't go through the training. I didn't listen to Darren. I didn't listen to anyone. I just went out and did it my own way. Right, so I got in, and for the first 3-4 months, I gave it my best shot, right? And I was doing everything I possibly could, messaging a ton of people, posting every day, giving out my opinion online, and nothing came from it. So I was bummed out after 4 months. I was really, really upset. So I was like, you know what? Screw that. Let me do something else. And I went back to the Instagram stuff, and shortly after all of that happened, 6 months later, it was October 2017, I had quit my job. So exactly 2 years I was on my job. I had met Darren 8 months ago, 9-10 months ago, and I quit my job, and I had completely forgotten about Exodus and all the training and everything, all of that sort of stuff, because I had my Instagram stuff going on, right? And I'd quit my job, and I thought I was gonna become, obviously a 6-figure, 7-figure entrepreneur with my Instagram agency. All these little businesses that I had in place. It didn't actually happen like that. So I quit my job in October 2017, and I had $5,000-6,000 saved up from what I was doing. And I just turned 18. And I came across this person online, and they charged me a couple grand for some coaching. Obviously walked away with my money. Had a bit of money saved up throughout the time. And then obviously I had to kind of rethink my strategy. I went into a different business. So I tried like half a dozen businesses, by now. And from October till beginning of 2018, I was dabbling around in paid ads for a dropshipping store, selling stuff from China. And that did not work out. So I'd actually lost every single penny I had, except a couple $100 that was left on my account. And I was sitting there. I had to move back at my mum's house. And my mum is an alcoholic, not a good one, been alcoholic for 30 years, so is pretty much drunk from the morning right to the evening. It's not a very good environment to be around. And then I had remembered, that I had met Darren over a year ago. I had this training that I could plug into. I've seen these success stories. And Darren's always talking about being coachable and surrendering your ego and your pride. And I thought, you know what, let me just give it my best shot. It's either this, or I got to go back to a job and look like an idiot, right? And as Paul said, if you just have an ounce of enthusiasm, you're going to make money online. And that's just a fact, right? And I was enthusiastic as hell. It was either this or go back to a job. So I gave it my best shot, and I got plugged into the training, got back into the training, started implementing started looking at the videos, really taking in as much content as possible coming from Darren, Exodus, Paul, the whole entire team. And I did that for a few weeks. And then I started implementing after I basically surrendered my ego, sat down for, a few hours a day, started implementing and watching the training. And pretty much 4 months after that, 4 or 5 months after that, I had done 6 figures, right? And as Darren has said, this is a perfect system and business to fund other businesses. And that's exactly what I used it as, to fund other businesses. And it's absolutely amazing. And keep in mind, I had just turned 19 when I just hit 100K. I just turned 19. So in a span of 4 months, I went from dead broke, no money in my account, to surrendering my ego, to being a little bit enthusiastic about the whole entire business, and actually believing in myself that I could do it, and literally plugged into the system. And then 4 months later, at 100 grand. So, and now here I am, obviously nearly $500,000 in sales at 20, which is pretty insane. And I've got all different paths going in all different sorts of businesses, but it's absolutely amazing when you can just plug and play into a system that is there and that has training that is actually valid for today's, obviously environment, which is actually amazing. So it's been a phenomenal journey, but to go from, from nothing to 100K in 4 or 5 months, it's just, you don't really hear of it. And there's been so many success stories, homeless guys, 17-year-olds, people who are making $160 a month, Samuel. It just happens all the time when you plug in and be coachable.
And that's really important that you understand this, guys, that, it's like a paint by numbers set. Okay. And you gotta be prepared just to follow the bouncing ball and just do the action steps. Right. So Josh, super proud of you, pal.
Thank you.
Standing ovation. I'm going to bring Paul back in. We're going to talk a little bit about the Exodus Elite website, the systems, and the big thing, quite frankly, which is the compensation plan. And I'm telling you guys, when you see the power of this You First hybrid compensation plan, I call it the infinity compensation plan, because of something called pass ups. And this is amazing. So thank you for tuning in here, for joining us here. And I'm going to bring back in the man, the myth, the legend.
I wish. Hey, listen, that's a hell of a story. I mean, 100 grand in 4 months is brilliant. I mean, you couldn't write that. You couldn't write that as a book. It's brilliant. So well done for that. What would you like? What was the next bit?
Well, what I want to do here, Paul, is I want for people to really understand A, the power of the products, and B, the power of this infinity compensation plan with this pass-up system, with the You First hybrid. And let's just take that away for on your side, and let's just share the vision so people can really capture it.
Okay, one of the things I noticed in this industry, and we call it such a high-ticket industry, even though it's only $1,000, there are companies out there that are charging $22,000 and $15,000, which I think is crazy. And all they're offering is ebooks, and the value of their product is just not worth the value that you have to pay for it. It's just ridiculous. So I made a point of, I've always wanted to make sure we have value in the product, that when someone pays $100, they're getting more than $100 of value. When they pay $500, they're getting more than $500. I mean, just one of the courses in the G1000 product package was a standalone product at $1,200 in its day. Right? The interview that you're involved with, Darren, where you did with my good friend Val Smith. I mean, the information there is priceless. We've got so many good things in there. So that, when you sell somebody a Genesis product package, it's good value, and they're not going to get that value anywhere else. Ours is all video and audio. There's not a single ebook back there, apart from, I think I've got Think and Grow Rich and The Richest Man in Babylon, purely for people to download and enjoy them at their leisure. So the product's very important to me. We're continually looking to improve it, and we've done that quite handsomely, I think, in the last week to 10 days, as we've dropped products from G500 down to G250, products from G50 down to G100, and we've integrated the Exodus Hub, the brand new feature Exodus Hub, where you can learn Snapchat marketing, WhatsApp marketing, Google AdSense, Facebook, TikTok. Our TikTok marketing it's really cool. Fastest growing social media platform in the world. It's staggering what it's doing. And we teach you how to create videos that people share, that market and bring leads back to your system, who you can then put in front of the VSL or the video presentation, that get excited about the opportunity, that realize that by just putting out a video and getting people in front of our video, they could potentially earn $300, $400, $500 a week, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, $1,000 a day, $4,000. I think this didn't. Was it Josh? Was it Josh on just now? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, Josh.
Didn't he have a $4,000 day a couple of weeks ago?
It was actually just last week. You had a $4,000 day.
Just stop. For anyone who's sitting watching this video right now, I don't know how many people are on, Darren. Just stop and think for 1 minute, right? If I was at your house, obviously from 6 feet away, I'd have to use a claw, right? Because of COVID. But if I came and said, hey, I've got $4,000 for you guys, let me count it out. And I go 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Could you imagine what you'd feel like getting that money today? It's staggering. But it happens every day in this business. Every day in Nexus, people are posting in the Facebook group, another $1,000 day, another $500 day. But more importantly now, we can start getting people coming in going, hey, I made my first 100, my first 200. And that's exciting too. And because of the power of our pay plan and what we've done with it and all the things, it's like a perfect storm of things coming together. We now really want to help those people at the lower levels expand and grow and work their way up the plan. So we've put some very unique features in there, which I'll talk about now, to help them on that journey. All right.
Okay, so why don't you just share your screen and give them a visual of the.
Now this will be interesting because this is a new platform for me.
That's all right.
I'm going to try and share a screen. Let's go like this. And you just have to tell me if it comes. Does that come up?
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, okay. I think I have to go application window. And I might. There we go. I've got it now. Now it's sharing.
Okay, so let's just pop this up and take a look.
So you got that right, Darren?
Yep. Go ahead.
This pay plan is incredible, if I say so myself. All right, because it takes all the best parts of the one-up concept, which is without a shadow of doubt the most profitable pay plan ever created. Started as the Australian 2-up, became the 1-up, etc. One boy with a history. It's an incredibly powerful pay plan that enables you to make money after making money after making money after making money. And we've taken that power and that concept and we've made it that much better. So if you're sitting there and you've been involved in this type of industry before, or you're involved with another company with a 1-up program, it's not this one. I'll tell you that for a fact. So this is what we have here. The 4 levels we have: $100, $250, $500, and $1,000. And how our system works is this: you can join at any of those levels. Darren obviously has done the G1000 in green. I think we call that the green zone, or he calls that the green zone, green, the color of money. But you can start at any of these levels. But what you want to do is think long and hard when you do decide to join us, and I hope you do. Because the higher you join in this pay plan, the more money you will make from working with these people that are at the lower levels. All right. So let's use a G1000 as an example, and I'll try and use examples. And we have got a pay plan video nearly finished. That'll be on the website along with the new VSL. They'll make this really, really simple to understand. Look at the numbers here. The first sale is always a pass up. Right, the commission and the sponsorship. So let's imagine you're a G100. You've paid $40 to the company or for your membership for the year, and you've bought the G100 product. And you go out tomorrow and you tell your buddy about it, and he decides to join at 100, 250, 500, or 1,000. It doesn't matter. When you're at the G100 level, your first sale, whoever and whatever level, will pass up. You're now qualified at a $100 level. That means you keep every single $100 product that now comes in and you sell. But more importantly, when you go and bring in your first sale, and if you're thinking, well, where do I do that or how do I do that? We've got so many things to share with you to help you get to that stage. And of course, you've got Darren's training as well. And we know it works because just look at Josh, right? So everything we say is backed up by facts. You go out and you sell $100 product. And let's say that's to Jim. Jim's first sale comes to you. So Jim goes out, talks to somebody, does a little Facebook post, does an advert in the paper, does one of a million things, gets his first sale to Julie. Julie sends her $100 to you. Jim is now qualified, and Julie now owes you a sale. So from one sale you've made after being qualified, you have this perpetual infinity situation that Darren talked about. Okay? So the person, the first sale always comes to you. The first sale comes to you. The first sale comes to you. The first sale comes to you. Now, let's imagine you join at G250. What's the benefit of that? Well, you join at G250. You pay your G250. You pay for your membership. Let's say your first sale is a G100. Because you're at the G250 level, you keep that, right? You keep the G100. You could go and make 10 G100 sales, make $1,000. It's all yours to keep. But the minute you make a G500 sale, you would pass that 250 and the person upline. So you always pass up one person, all right? But then it gets interesting because if you go as you do the upgrade path, we are in our system, you only ever pass up one individual. And in all the other plans, as you upgrade through these levels, you upgrade to G250, you have to qualify with another person. You upgrade to G500, you have to upgrade with another person. You have to qualify for each level, basically. I hope I'm making myself clear, right? In our system, if you were at G100 and you qualified, i.e. passed up $100 sale, when you upgraded to G250, when your first G250 sale comes in, the commission will pass upline to your sponsor or whoever it may be above him who's active, but you keep the person on your team. That's a really unique feature. Then you upgrade again, and you can start. You're now at G500. You've got this person in your team. You've now got people bringing in override sales for you. Because if a G100 brings in a G250, they can only make 100. 150 now passes up to you. Right? It's incredibly exciting. Then you upgrade to G500. You bring in your first G500 sale, right? The $500 goes up, but you keep the person. Now you've got a team. In any other opportunity of this type, you'd have nobody in your business. And then you do your final upgrade where you really want to be to maximize our plan, right? G1000, right? Where again, you make your first G1000 sale, you keep the person, but the money goes up. Now that's only if you've done a sale at G100. If you join at G1000, you have to pass up a G1000 sale and the person. But the good thing about joining at the green zone and the highest level is this, right? If someone buys a G100, a G250, or a G500 product off you, you keep all the money. You keep it all, right? If a G250 makes a G500 product, you get the override commissions of 250. It's staggering. And in the video that you see, you'll get to see the power of this compensation plan. And we do an example where someone can be at G1000, they can be an unqualified G1000. In fact, they haven't even passed the person up yet, but they can still generate $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 very, very simply. And then get this.
You know what I want to do real quick here.
Let me just finish with this, Darren, right? The higher product levels qualify for all the lower levels. If you buy G1000, you get all the products in the... Sorry, I'm pointing to my screen as if you can see me with a pointer. I'm probably like an idiot, right? So you get all the other products. But more importantly, listen to this. We charge a yearly fee. $299 a year, $100 a year, $175 a year, or $40 a year, right? If you join this business and you qualify by bringing in another person, we give you a 3 years membership next year. So you're in profit all the way. So to reward you for getting qualified and making that pass up sale and getting ready to maximize your income, we give you a free year. I mean, this is a no-brainer.
You know, what I want to do here is I want to talk to the visionaries for a sec. I want to talk to the people that want to go to 7 figures, right? Because that's sort of everybody's dream, right? Everybody dreams of a life of freedom, guys. And I want to share with you that the first stepping stone for the masses, and it's been this way for the entire time that I've been in this industry for over 3 decades. This first stepping stone for the masses is a $10,000 monthly income. Now, I want to share with you how easy and simple that this is once you expand your mind into the zone that I call the money zone, okay? It's the G1000 level. Now, here's how this works. You purchase the product, you purchase the reseller rights. Your first sale is going to be your qualifier. It's going to pass up and qualify you. Your next set of sales at G1000, they're all coming to you, okay? So with just 10 sales, you've already made $9,000. You're almost already at the $10,000 month. Now, here's the cool thing, guys. This is why I call this the infinity pass-up plan. Those 9 people, when you help those people, this encourages the leadership to train their people. And this is what I like about this. It's not where you're going to bring somebody in and say, hey, see you at the top. No, here's why. The first sale of all those 9 people is going to roll up to you. So just by being a leader, just by helping your team, you made another 9 grand. But they passed up the people and the sponsorships. So the next group of 9, you make their first sale and they passed up the sponsorships. The next 9, you make another 9 grand and another 9 grand and another 9 grand. And it keeps on going down to infinity. Now, what would happen, guys? Let's say that you're a good recruiter. Let's say that you do have a little bit of marketing skills under your belt and you know how to roll out a campaign like what we did, okay? Let's say that you were to bring in 25 people, okay? First one's going to be your qualifier. You're now going to make $24,000, but when you help those people, their first sale rolls up to you. You just made another $24,000. You help those people. You just made another $24,000. This is the power of this infinity pass-up compensation plan, guys. And I'm telling you,
Darren, I know you're excited, right? And let me just clarify something. I'm sitting here and I want to join the business again, and I own the goddamn thing, right? Listen to this. In your journey to find those 25 people, you're going to find people who can't quite afford it at the beginning. We have to cater. So that's why we have the lower levels. Now think about this. Let's imagine you had 10 G100s in your business, right? All qualified. You can't stop them bringing in G1000. So what happens if those 10 people brought in 1 G1000 each? You just made $9,000 right there.
Exactly.
And the G250 is only $7,500. And the G500 is only $5,000. And they still have to upgrade and still have to qualify with commissions at all those levels. It gets mind-staggeringly amazing. And you could be in debt, you can be struggling, you can be nearly losing your home, you could not have a decent car. You can change all of that with a decision to take action, work with these guys, work with us as a company, and change your life.
You know, this is really the power of mindset, guys. And I'm telling you straight up, okay? Like, people typically have a dream of freedom. And when I say to a person, like, talk to me about your vision, like how much money do you want to make per month? And whatever number that they give me, okay? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, doesn't matter, okay? I typically ask them what they want the money for, because here's the interesting thing. Most people forget about taxes and they really don't know how much things cost. And you can find out a lot on whether or not that person really knows, because most people talk about a lifestyle, I want to retire my mom. I want to travel the world. I want to give away money to charity. And they think that they can do all that for 10 grand a month. I got news for you guys. You got to find out what things actually cost, because you're talking about a $50,000 or $75,000 lifestyle, right? And this is a program that can actually get it for you for real, okay? So that you really can live that lifestyle, okay? So what I want to do right now, because a lot of people say, Darren, what if I'm like zero experience? I've never marketed a day in my life. I don't have any experience at all. And what I want to do right now is I want to tell you a story, a phenomenal story about a gentleman. When he met me, was only 21 years old. He was working at the bread factory making minimum wage. And he was in a position where he was actually, his body was turning into a 71-year-old. And he was in a position where he was only 21 years old. And he thought, like, holy cow, I better do something here fast. And I'd like to introduce you to Samuel Mojica Jr. Samuel.
Thank you. Hey, Darren.
My friend, standing ovation.
Thank you.
What an amazing story. 21 years old, $23,000 your very first month. 2 years later, you're now a full-time entrepreneur. You've never had to work a full-time job since the very first day you started in Exodus Elite. So turn back the clock a little bit, Samuel. Tell us about your story.
Awesome. So I want to take you back to the bread factory days, because that's really where my life turned around for me. Now, I remember opening the door, and I want you to imagine that smell of bread. If you ever have cooked bread in the oven, or you've passed by a restaurant, you smelled that fresh smell. Imagine that, but intensify it by 10. I walked into the factory, and I knew from the moment I stepped inside that I was not going to be here forever. I knew that I had potential in me. I knew that I'm only 20. At that point, I was only 21 years old, and I just didn't have any money. So I needed to learn how to get money. I needed to learn skills. And what I did at the factory is I started listening to audiobooks. That's when I encountered my first levels of personal development with Think and Grow Rich, how to raise your own salary, all the Napoleon Hill books and other various authors, Grant Cardone. I started to learn that potential that I knew was inside of me was real, and I needed to learn how to cultivate it. And all these authors, they kept on saying the same exact message. They were basically telling me, Samuel, you need to go take a chance on yourself. You need to go and believe in yourself, and you need to do something about your situation. So just like you mentioned, Darren, about 4 months into the bread factory, I started having these nasty foot cramps and these back pains. It got so bad that every single night right after work, I had to get a bucket with cold water and dip my feet into it, because otherwise I couldn't walk. It got so bad that at the bread factory, I would, quote unquote, use the bathroom. And all I really did was sit down and take off my shoes because I couldn't bear the pain anymore. I was working 12 hours a day at the time. It was around the holiday seasons. And I just had enough. I was like, there's no way. I'm 21 and I'm having these pains, and this is it for me. I'm working for minimum wage. What am I doing with my life? What do I want for my life? And it was around that time that I decided, you know what? Enough. I am done having to go home and dunk my feet in water. I am done having these lower back pains that even when I tried going to sleep at night, I would feel it and it would disrupt my sleep. I'm done with that. If this is me at 21, I don't want to see myself at 30 living this lifestyle. So that's when I went on Google and I started searching up how to make money online. Now, I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't know what I was looking for. But what I did know is that I was hungry. I knew that I was hungry, and I knew that no matter what I found, I was going to make it work. Can I get an amen to that, those of you watching? So the first video I saw was actually from Darren. Now, I always wear a hat called God is Good. I even have shirts now with it, because out of all the hundreds of marketers out there, out of all the hundreds and thousands of advertisements out there, I saw Darren. And Darren doesn't even do paid advertising. And I saw Darren first. So I went to Darren's Facebook. I saw what he was doing with this whole Exodus Elite thing. I still didn't really know about it, right? Now, I did the opposite of what most people do. I didn't Google it. I didn't really care so much about what he was doing, right? I wanted to know, like, I didn't care so much about the company. I cared more about how does Darren have 17-year-olds making $50,000? How does Darren, how does he have, these single mothers that are living off of their credit cards, that they literally have to buy groceries with their credit cards to feed their children? How did he create these success stories? So I asked Darren, I met him on Facebook, I added him as a friend, and I messaged him. So at that time, he was doing a webinar just like this one. I got on the webinar, and that's when I discovered Exodus Elite. I discovered the 7-figure formula that Darren teaches. I discovered this whole system with the $1,000 commissions, and I realized, wait a minute, I'm already putting in 12 hours making my boss rich. What if I put in 12 hours for myself? What if I put in 12 hours for my own business? What if I put in 12 hours instead of, standing up all day? What if I could do that sitting down? And it was that question that I drew the line in the sand, and I reached out to Darren and I said, Darren, I want to join Exodus. And Darren, I know the price. I wasn't interested in the G100. I'll be honest. I wasn't interested in the 250. I wasn't even interested in the 500. I wanted to go all in. I wanted to go for my dream. I wanted to make so much money online that I would never have to work a job like that again. So at the time, now this is where my story kind of differs from Josh. I didn't have any money in my bank. I had about $100 in my bank. So I told Darren, I don't have the money right now, but I'm going to get the money. And it was at that point, you ever have those times where you make a decision and you said, that's it, I'm done searching. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to save up the money and I'm going to do this. That's what happened to me. I finally made a decision. I stopped reading other books. I stopped searching. I never searched up on Google again how to make money online. I found it. And that was Exodus Elite, right? So 4 months down the line of saving money at the bread factory, I started working Saturdays because, that's all I knew. I didn't know any other way to make more money. I started working Saturdays for 10 hours every single Saturday. And in 4 months, I finally saved up $1,350. Now, it was literally, a smarter Sam would have saved up a little bit more, but I'm actually glad that I was such a big action taker because I drained my bank account to 42 cents that one Saturday night at my dad's house when I reached out to Darren. I said, Darren, I want to do the G1000. I know how much it's going to cost. Let's do this. So I joined Exodus Elite. I quit my bread factory job that same week, right? So I want you to picture this. 21 years old, 42 cents at the bank. I have responsibilities. I have rent to pay. I have bills to pay. And I just went all in into something that I have no idea what's going to happen. Like, there's no game plan. There's no strategy. I have no idea what I'm doing. But I believed so much in myself that I knew that I would figure it out. I would get results or die trying. So thankfully, I didn't have to die to do it. Obviously, I'm still here. Darren taught me the strategies. He taught me about the 7-figure formula, what he was doing, how he was using Exodus Elite. And within my first week of joining, I made $4,000. Now, let's put things into perspective here. At the bread factory, I was making $2,100 a month. $2,100. And here, I made $4,000, double of what I made at the bread factory. I made that in a week. By the second week, I was up $10,000 because I had the genius idea. I had that bing, that light bulb moment. And I was like, what if I just kept on doing the same things every single day? Like, no changes. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing every day and build this up as high as I can. And that's what I did. I did $10,000 by week number 2. And I ended my first 30 days in Exodus Elite at $23,000. I made more in 30 days than I did in the whole entirety at the bread factory. And from that moment on, I knew I'm never working a job again. I knew that my potential was real. And I also knew that now I have control of my destiny. You ever ask that question? Do you truly have control of your destiny, or is somebody else controlling it for you? I knew at that point I was free. And that's where I came from. And now down the line, now I'm a full-time entrepreneur. Never had to work a job again. I'm the highest income producer in my family household. I became debt-free because of Exodus Elite. So when Paul talked about it, I became fully debt-free. I'm writing a check for my mom to become debt-free. And now we're having talks. Now we're looking for a house. I'm going to buy my mom a house. I want to try doing it by her next birthday. So it's been
Samuel, super, super proud of you, pal. Okay, guys. So what I want to do right now is I want to talk about the action steps. What do you need to do to actually get started? Okay. There's a couple of simple steps. The first thing that you want to do is you want to click the link below. It's going to take you to another page, and you're going to do the first step, which is to purchase the reseller rights to the product level that you want. Okay. Either 100, 250, 500, or 1,000. Now you'll see them on that page. So as an example, the reseller rights, right, for the G100 product is $40 a year, right? All the way up to the top of, if you want to come in at the G1000, it's $299 per year. That's the reseller rights. That makes you the vendor of the product, okay? Once you log into the back office on the left-hand panel, you're going to see the products listed. G100, G250, G500, G1000. Now remember, this is very important, guys. The higher products include all of the lower products. So if you purchase just the G100, that's your product. But if you purchase the G250, it includes the lower ones. G500 includes the lower ones. G1000 includes all of the products, okay? Now, whatever way you start, the important thing, especially right now with Corona, especially with the pandemic, what most people want to do is they want their time to be worth something when this is all said and done, okay? So the question you've got to ask yourself is, what are you currently doing to be able to increase your skill so that you can increase your value to the marketplace? So when this is all done and all finished, you have a stronger asset value for what you offer to other people in the world. So you want to be able to invest this time to learn new skills, to up your game, because we're truly in a leadership business model, guys. Leadership. That's how you get to the big money, okay? Is by helping other people with mindset, helping other people to step into leadership, helping other people to learn new skills, marketing skills and leadership skills, okay? Those are the two key areas. Now, it doesn't matter what you're currently marketing right now, or maybe you're not marketing anything right now. If you're already marketing a current business, Exodus Elite will give you the strategies on how to generate leads for your business, recruit new reps for your business, and make more sales for your business. Because these are the two key areas that are mandatory for being an entrepreneur: more leads and more cash flow. If you don't have those two things, guys, in your business, online or offline, your business will go bankrupt, okay? And these are the two areas that most entrepreneurs simply don't know what to do. They don't understand what to do to be able to generate more leads and more cash flow, okay? So once again, the steps. Click the link below. That's the first thing. It's going to take you to a page. Choose the product level that you want. Higher levels include the lower levels. That's your reseller rights. Log into your back office. Choose the product that you want. And once you're paid, make sure you click the green button that says that you have paid for your product. And I'm telling you guys, this is sort of the stepping stone right now. Because right now our video sales letter, we actually we're all excited that the video sales letter was going to actually be done today, because I wanted to actually share my screen and show it to you live. But, you know, there's probably a couple more days left before that comes out. But we are coming out of the gate with a bang, Okay. And now's the time that you want to get positioned so that when that video sales letter hits, there's something in our industry called first movers advantage. What does that mean? That means that if you have that tool, you have that sales video, and you get it out to your list, to your market, to your people that follow you on Facebook, that's the time when you can make the most amount of money the fastest, right? Coming right out of the gate. That's why we had the success story that we had when we first started. We did $240,000 in profit in a 35-day period of time. Now, how's that possible, right? Now, think about this. 240 grand is only 241 sales at the G1000. So one of the sales was a qualifier, and the rest of them all come to you, okay? So what I want to do real quick, I don't know if Paul's still there. He's got a circle. There he is. I want to bring back Paul real quick so that we can say thank you to Paul, right? We owe this all to Paul Stevenson.
Well, it was built for everyone. You know, that's a community. I believe I had enough time in the industry that this is something anyone can do, everyone should do. And with good people like yourself, with leadership, inspiring people, you just got to jump on board and take a leap of faith. I mean, what else are you going to do? The only way you fail in this business is not to join.
Exactly. And I want to say a special thanks to these incredible motivational stories from Josh Cousins and from Samuel Mojica Jr. Guys, you've got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Throw your hat over the wall. Trust the process. Doesn't matter what level that you're going to start at. The important thing is to get started, show up, get yourself into training, and we're going to see you on the other side. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
And have a great night. All the best.